Today's stories include Mario Kart World's update ruins the game a little bit. The pandemic nearly stopped Death Stranding 2, and a Quantic Dream writer is giving us an ambitious RPG. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, June 26th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing, Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
My main man.
How's it going?
Bless. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
How are you, big dog?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Everything is going well. Playing some video games, getting to hang out with you. How was volleyball?
Volleyball was good.
I like giving the updates. I want to know all about it. What's the record? What's the team growth?
Here's the
How
thing.
are you doing?
A lot of good team growth.
Okay.
I'm not going to share the record with the world
Okay, hey,
today.
that's all right.
I'm
That's
not gonna
fine.
share. This is what I'll say, is I think there is a cursed side of the court. In the volleyball court,
Snap.
in the volleyball court that we're playing, there's one side of the court that always wins. It's the one on the far side.
What's up with that?
I don't know, because like
They got a little incline, a better angle?
I don't know. There is a
lighting is okay?
There is a basketball hoop that is like not high enough, and if you hit the hoop, like you have to either play off of it or it's out, depending on like
Bullshit.
how it goes. And so like they won't push that hoop any further up, and I think it's fucking up people. I think maybe it's stopping more serves.
Okay,
But like
okay.
we go in, and it's best out of 3 games. First game we get demolished. We switch sides, we demolish the other team.
Yeah.
Then we switch sides again, and they win the last
So
game.
you're starting underneath the hoop?
Yeah.
So you got to just establish dominance.
You gotta go to
first.
the other side,
You just
for
gotta,
sure.
That's where you warm up.
For
you
sure.
say, oh, we'll start here.
For sure. Because like when we had a flow, oh my God, we had a flow.
How you doing? How's your setting? How's your spiking?
I'm
How's your
not-
setup?
I think the thing is we're getting better and better. Like we're practicing. We have Meg on the team, who Meg
love
is
that.
like hardcore competitive, and she's also like played volleyball in high school, and so she's tried and I think successfully has whipped us into shape as far as
Oh.
like being more disciplined with the bumping, setting, spiking. I've
Good.
not gotten as many spikes in as I'd like to.
Okay.
And like I'm waiting for it. I want to get those
Yeah, yeah.
opportunities. I think at first I was starting off polite with it.
Okay.
You know, where like she would set me up for it, and I'm like, I'll do like a tip. Or like I try to change directions.
Yeah,
I try to do like
That's
a cheeky,
all right.
like
Okay.
a cheeky situation. And Meg's like, "Bless, I want you to spike that
Yeah.
shit." And I was like, "All right, say less." And I did it. It felt so good.
Are you streaking to the net?
Yes.
Like, are you making it clear to her of like, I'm about to bring it right
Yes.
here? You take 2 strong steps.
Yep.
Rise above. And
Oh,
get
she's
up on it?
positioned us where she
Okay.
is like, "Hey, I'm closer to the net. I'm the setter. Y'all two take steps back and like
Yeah.
get ready to do those steps, jump and fucking bang that shit." And I've been banging that shit lately. Let me tell you.
You've been watching the volleyball anime to get hype?
No, which one is that? Is that Haikyuu?
Yes.
Is it
Because you
IQ?
brought up Blue Lock yesterday for soccer and
Yes.
rematch. It's like, are you watching the anime volleyball
No.
one to get excited?
I don't. I watch. I think it would surprise people how much anime I don't watch.
Okay.
I watch anime less than you would think, but like, yeah, I've never watched Haikyuu. In fact, I gotta catch up on.
You know
Blue
what?
Lock.
Watch like 5 episodes.
Of Haikyuu, I don't have time.
I'm telling you, man.
I've not watched any show in the last. Oh, that's a lie. I've been watching Black Mirror, the new season.
Oh.
Have you seen the new season of
No,
Black
no.
Mirror?
I've never watched any Black Mirror. Too freaky. Too freaky for me.
It is freaky.
Yeah, it reminds me, I've never watched Black Mirror, but when you say it to me, I think it is, what's that scary hotel show from FX that had Lady Gaga? They were changing the...
I know what you're talking
American
about.
Horror Story.
Yeah, I was like, no, too scary for me. And then Black Mirror gives me that vibes of like, I don't know if I can watch
I mean,
this.
it's not. I mean, it is freaky in ways,
Okay.
but it's definitely freaky in different ways.
Okay.
And like,
okay.
I'm just a Black Mirror. I love Black Mirror even when it's mid. And so far, I think I've watched 3 episodes maybe 4 episodes of the season, and they've all been like fine to good.
Okay.
The one I watched yesterday, starring Issa Rae, great episode. It's made that's the thing is Black Mirror always has one episode that makes the whole season worth it for me.
You're like, boom,
And the
man.
Issa Rae episode made it all worth it for me. I really enjoyed it.
I like that. All right. Well, he's busy. You're a busy guy. I also, since we're doing a little bit of housekeeping and just hanging out, well, we're not at housekeeping yet, but we're just vamping for a little bit. Not much news.
Not much.
I see you got a little stream YouTube channel over here, and I wanted to highlight some streams you've been playing because I see you've been playing the Altars.
I have been playing the Altars.
You're on part 2 of the Altars, day 2.
Yeah.
How is it going?
It's going good. I'm trying to save it because I think we might do a review or we might do an
Okay.
impressions thing. But like to give you the like setup for it, right? Like I saw one during the review season of Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
I'm in like some discords of like reviewers, either like hanging out with like the Friends for Second people or like other people, right? That
Okay.
like review games. And like I'll be like looking for questions of, hey, have you guys hit this part of Death Stranding 2 trying to figure out a thing?
Yeah.
Or they'll say other thing. And as I was talking to somebody about Death Stranding 2, somebody else popped up and they were like, yo, this game, The Alters, like, it's pretty good.
Could be.
Pretty good. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then the reviews came out, pretty good reviews for it. The premise of it is really fucking cool. You like crash land on like a planet in outer space, and you're there. You're hired by a corporation to essentially mine a specific resource called rapidium.
Okay.
And when you crash land, like you get notifications in your helmet screen that like the whole crew's fucking died. Like everything's gone to shit. And so it's just you that has to work out of the space station. And basically the resource rapidium allows you to create clones of yourself. Like that's like the whole thing, is that it accelerates time and like it does weird shit to create clones. And so now you're doing this strategy like management thing where you're in a base and you're creating clones of yourself that have had different life paths. And so like you might make a version of yourself that's a technician because he made a different decision back before college to like stand up to your dad or whatever.
Okay.
And like that then sent him on a way different path. Or, you know, you might have stayed in college. And so now like you have a version of yourself that's a scientist because you went to school and all this shit, right? And so you're creating these versions of yourself to like manage things. They have their different strengths, and it's narrative based. It's really cool.
I'm very interested in that. And like Paris brought it up, and I know you've been playing it. How do I choose that next alter of myself? Like you bring up, oh, this person maybe didn't go to college and became technical on that side. Like, is this a reading thing and I'm picking different dialogue choices? Is this I'm building the character? How do I choose what the next person is?
They have a timeline strand.
Okay.
So it's actually really fucking cool. So basically, you early on in the prologue in the game, you go to the quantum computer is what they call it.
Okay.
And when you open it up, it shows you your full timeline of your life up until now. And it starts from like when you were a kid, and then like it shows major life events. And like I sat there for probably about 20 minutes and read every single life event. There's probably like, I don't know, 20 to 30 different things on there, nodes.
Okay.
And then like later on, when I wanted to make my clone, it brought me back and they were like, all right, make this specific clone. Because at this time, you're, like I said, right, you're instead of, you know, not standing up to your dad, you're gonna find a clone that did stand up to your dad, and he went on this life path that gave him technician abilities because he became.
And we need this guy.
We need this guy, and so you choose him. Last night when I was playing, I was just looking for like somebody who could like be smart. I was trying to solve a problem, and this solved a different problem, but I was looking for like somebody who's smart, and so I found the scientist guy who decided to stay in school instead of dropping out of school. And like you basically have to find the fucking part of the timeline, and it'll tell you, hey, this is where the scientist is, this is where the technician is, this is where the engineer is, this is where, and like that's essentially how you choose. And it's situational of maybe what resource you want.
So I'm choosing these alter jabronis.
Yeah.
But like then what happens? Am I like playing as them and then I die and then I come back as the new one and that guy's kind of doing his thing? Or like am I always my one guy? How does this
I think
look?
you're always your one guy. I'm still pretty early in it, but right now in my base, it's me, and his name is Jan. So it's just regular Jan, Jan is his name. And then I have two other dudes, which is Jan Technician and Jan Scientist.
Okay. And
they're just
working
hanging out
around the base.
And I've assigned Jan Technician to mine metals for me.
Okay.
And then Jan Scientist, I told him to take a nap. But then he didn't want to take a nap.
Oh.
And so
it's like The Sims.
They also have temperaments.
Okay.
And so if you say the wrong thing to them, they might get a bit more agitated, or they might like you more. And like you kind of have to manage those relationships while also like assigning them and do all that. But I have not gotten that far to where I'm really into the
Does this game have the
part.
hooks in you to keep coming back for number 3, 4, 5 of keep playing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the story is really engaging. I like the world. I like the visuals of it. It's a really cool looking game. Also, look how cool that base looks. So basically it's mobile. So it's a big wheel, and then inside there you have all your modules that you're building, and like you can customize. Like, all right, I'm gonna put the I don't know. I'm gonna put the workshop over here. I'm gonna put the bedroom over here, and like kind of customize how the base is. Really cool game. Really, really cool game. It's on PC and consoles. I'm playing it on PC.
Think it will be a hidden gem of the year?
Yeah.
I think it got good review scores. I just don't see a lot of people talking about it right now.
I can see it being
I feel
a slow
like this is
burn.
one of those of like, oh, everybody was so busy they forgot to check this one out.
Yeah,
But like a lot of people are hyping it up, the ones who do play it.
It came out at a kind of weird time, and then also it's a very specific kind of game. I'm not a strategy management person typically, but like I've said this before, that if you give me a banger in any genre, I'll try it out. aside from maybe like an RTS.
Okay,
Even though
okay.
no, I liked 13 Sentinels, and that had some RTS elements to it too. So you give me a banger in any genre,
You might try it.
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
And Alters, I think is so far with my experience so far, banger already. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm having a good time with it.
Okay, I like that.
Mike, enough about the Alters. Like you said, it is a slow news day.
Slow news day, chat. I had to pad it out a little bit.
And I appreciate that. What I want from chat is I want you guys to air your grievances in your super chats. All right?
Okay.
This is going to be an episode of airing your grievances. But Mike, I know usually you're a very positive person. I need you to put that to the side. I need you to get negative today, all right?
Okay.
Can you do that for me?
I will get
Negative. Think about some
I'll get a
grievances
little
you wanna
toxic
air.
for you.
We're going to have some fun today.
Okay.
Because remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Mike and Roger are embarking on the biggest stream Kind of Funny has ever done. They'll attempt to play the entirety of Death Stranding 2, while Mike goes step for step with Sam Porter Bridges on a treadmill, with a couple of surprises that might change everything. With your support, they're determined to make it past KFGD on Monday and, of course, order a lot of food. Tomorrow, exclusively on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
Can we get a vibe check? How we feeling? You ready for this weekend?
Okay, first of all, why are you asking me?
You know what I mean?
How are you feeling?
I'm asking the world, where's the vibe check right now?
The vibe
You know
check,
what I mean?
everybody.
Can
Where we
get a
at,
quick
bro?
Vibe check of like, I have the live audience with YouTube and Twitch. Can I get some ones in the chat? Are you ready for Friday's marathon stream, walkathon stream with Mike and Roger? Because like, it's been a long week, bless. We've had
It
some
really
gray
has been.
skies. You know what I mean? It's not
There's
the
a heat
summer
wave going
fun.
on.
And it's like,
Yeah, I was there.
what's the vibe for tomorrow and this weekend? Are we gonna bring it? Are we gonna have some fun or what?
Yeah, or are we just not gonna have any fun chat?
You know,
I don't see enough ones in the chat. I don't see enough excitement from y'all.
I just needed a quick vibe check. And of course, for all of you watching and listening later on podcast services, this is a big deal. Roger got real creative. Roger's working with Kevin, with Nick. He's writing sponsorship deals to people. Like, we're taking this stream to the next level, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I got something in the fridge from two mega celebrities that you wouldn't even believe. Okay, two mega celebrities
You won't believe it.
sent me and Roger a care package that you won't believe. Okay,
Mega
It's like a Mad
celebrities.
Libs. It's like a Mad Libs for sure.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about this stream is that, of course, I've been doing a lot of emails, not a lot of responses. So
of
we get to
emails.
read all of the emails of like the other world, the alternate universe where we could have had all these sponsorships, and you get to see
Like the
kind of
alters.
my business skills there.
Like
So get
the
excited,
altars.
everybody.
And so, yeah, we just wanted to get a quick vibe check because I know Roger's been out of town, but we're back now. Of course, if you missed it, you can go to Gregway right now. The start of the week, Mike and Roger have a 40-minute vlog where we go out of the office and we go try to buy a treadmill. We're looking for the perfect treadmill, bless.
Yeah.
I think we might have found it, everybody. We're gonna announce it today.
We're going to announce it today.
Wow.
Yeah, we got to record something.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
big deal. Be ready. And so, yeah, it's a good time.
Very good time. Remember, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is us hanging out with the one and only Jack Quaid from The Boys.
That one's going to be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Have they talked about Greg talked about his video game photography obsession.
Yes.
And so it's going to be really cool. He sent in a bunch of pictures, and the boys are just going to talk to him about his new passion
Yeah.
and all the cool photos he's taking.
I'm excited because I don't think I've been on content with Jack Quaid before.
Oh, cool.
And so I get to hang out with Jack.
Yeah,
which
I
is fun.
haven't been. He seems like a really nice guy. I know he did a stream with us recently, in the past 2 years or whatever, but seems like a great guy. Love his stuff. Novocaine. Recent
Frank
movie.
Ocean. Oh, the movie.
Recent movie.
I was
watched
thinking
on the plane.
about the Frank Ocean
That's
song.
But really cool. Blessing, really quick. Give me a game that you got obsessed with the in-game photography with.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me and Washi, we loved Legends because you could do it multiplayer.
Oh,
so Washi
yeah.
would take photos of me and him in Ghost of Tsushima. It was awesome.
Dude, Ghost of Tsushima.
It was sick.
That was my photography. I think I did more photography than actual combat in that game. I was just in there taking pictures.
Yes, that's great.
And then after Gamescast is Superman 3 in review. And then there's no stream after as we get ready for Death Stranding 2 streaming all throughout the weekend. If you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Gregway. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Cash App and Mood, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 5 stories today.
Baker's dozen.
Starting with our number 1. A new Mario Kart World patch is driving players up a wall in a bad way. This is Jason Fanelli at GameSpot. Patch 1.1.2 for Mario Kart World hit Nintendo Switch 2 consoles recently, and with it came a few minor adjustments to tracks like Boo Cinema and Dino Dino Jungle. However, many players have taken to Reddit and other internet sounding boards to voice their displeasure with the match, as it seems to have made some unwelcoming changes to online play. Displeasure with the match. It wouldn't be the update? I don't know.
Yeah,
I digress.
Yeah.
Multiple users have revealed that patch. Oh, with the patch. That's what they meant. With the patch.
Patch match. Got him.
M and P, they're next to each other on the
they're
keyboard.
close,
You know what I
they're
mean?
close.
They're definitely not. Multiple users have revealed that patch 1.1.2 makes it more difficult to have the standard 3-lap race when playing online with friends. Matchmaking, it seems, prefers what have been dubbed, quote, intermission races, or races where drivers must instead ride through the open map from one track to another, and then run a single lap on the new track. However, before each race, players were allowed to choose a track, and it was discovered that the, quote, random option would always choose a track for a standard 3-lap race until this patch changed it. Now, while the random option still sometimes offers a 3-lap race, intermission races have become more prevalent since the patch was pushed out. Mike, are you familiar with this whole thing?
Yeah, I watched Jeff Grubb and the crew over at Giant Bomb earlier this morning, so I got kind of caught up on what this is. And if you've been playing multiplayer, which I know you joined the crew on Friday last week when we joined Alana, you saw this frustration. You've already known this. This sucks, Bless. This is weird Nintendo decisions at play. This is the tweet that we sent out after the launch of the game where I was voicing my frustrations of multiplayer in 2025. I praised Nintendo and Mario Kart World on a lot of the growth that they've had, but also still gave it to them of, it's 2025 and we got to do better. It is crazy that when you kick on an online lobby, you don't choose a Grand Prix. Why is Grand Prix not an option? It's just races, 3. And you're like, what does that mean? Like, just give us Grand Prix, single track race, and knockout tour. That should be 3
There should be a
guaranteed
setting
options.
in the way that Smash Brothers has Battlefield or Final Destination. Like, we can tick a thing, and then you know that you're getting those stages because those are the things that the hardcore people want. Mario Kart should have a ticker that just says, "Hey, I want to play 3-lap races." That's not even like a crazy like thing either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like I'm doing the Final Destination of Mario Kart here. I just want to play the tracks that you guys have built for me to play.
It's crazy.
I on Video Games Chronicle, they do a tally because there's a total of 232 courses in Mario Kart World, Mike, and that's obviously including all the intermission courses on the different routes. 30 of those are traditional 3-lap ones. Okay, and so if you're doing a random,
that could be a whole game mode.
It can be like if you're doing a random on like picking Mario Kart courses now, like I'm not going to do the statistics on that, but there's a larger chance, I'll say, that you're going to pick an intermission course.
You also saw that when we were doing it on Friday with the big crew, it is not the easiest to find those maps, right?
Yes.
They suggest, hey, you're in this area, here's the quick 4 to keep it simple, or you can zoom out and click on any single of the 200 maps, right? And so it's like, there's Nick Scarpino, who in the 15-second intermission is smashing a bunch of Doritos, doesn't have his hands on the controller, is not ready, and you're yelling, we want to do this map, or please don't pick an intermission map, and he's going to mess it up.
Yeah.
Make it easier. There should be more power in the hands of the room owner for me to just control what we're doing. It's messed up that we have to continue to give 24 options, and it's all randomized. I'm the room owner. I choose where we play. I choose the rundown.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy that we're not at that point
It's
yet.
bad. Here's the thing. There is weird Nintendo decisions, which this is a very weird Nintendo decision.
Very weird Nintendo decision.
And then it goes beyond that at points. Because sometimes I'll like read into weird Nintendo decisions and I'm like, okay, Nintendo wants to control the user experience. okay, Nintendo has a vision for how they want you to experience the magic, or they want to protect the children, or XYZ thing. This is just straight up bad UX, bad UI design. It is the thing of, you're talking about the Nick Scarpinos of the world, right? And then also, like, yeah, I saw somebody earlier in chat that was like, oh, just choose the map. And it's the bad UX / bad UI thing of, all right, you wouldn't know to do that unless you saw the little thing, the little icon in the corner that says choose map. Which,
and I'm bad at the game. I don't know where the map is located. Remember, you'd have to be like, it's on the southeast side. Now me and Nick are trying to figure out.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Oh,
yeah.
it's this logo. I don't fucking know what logo.
So you
it
learn
is.
that it is press the plus button if you want to actually choose your course, and then you have to fucking find the course on this map because you don't have it listed out. And then you go to the thing, and it's like, all right, here's a list,
a bunch of map names. Yeah.
It's where I come back during the review of Mario Kart World, where I said the best and the worst thing about Mario Kart World that they've added is the open world. Because Knockout Tour is so fucking good because of the intermission tracks and how that brings everything together and how that allows you to do these long races that have these intervals that makes it so fun and so engaged, and like the dialing in of losing out on like a number of players each lap to really dial in on the top 4. Such a genius addition, and I understand Nintendo wanting to get the bang for their buck, because in order to do that, you have to make it an open world. You have to like create all these routes to make all that stuff work, which also comes back to me being like, why can't I customize my route for Knockout Tour? But I digress.
I mean, what you can pick on that. That's another one of like,
it is
2025. Why am I not designing my own Knockout Tour? We had Mario Maker 1 and 2. Nintendo has done things like
they have the tools
where
in
they've
there.
Created incredible games and incredible tools. Why can I not pick this, Bless?
Mike, you go to Versus Race and you click on a map, and it shows you that it can make a route from any map that's like close, any maps that are close to each other, make natural routes to each other. So why can't I want to go from Boo Cinema to this place, to this place, to this place uniquely? You have the tools. You can make it happen.
It's a weird one, Bless. It's really weird. And gone are the days of the traditional Grand Prix. Of course, Baron talked about that, right? Grand Prix now, when you do the single-player Grand Prix, you see that the intermission courses are laid out in the Grand Prix. So you only do the traditional 3-lap race once or twice in a Grand Prix, as the other maps are now staggered in there in part of that. Just call it Classic Grand Prix. And put the 33 map tracks as an option. There should be 3 game modes. It should be Classic Grand Prix. These are just the 3-lap races stacked together. Then there's single races. You can choose 3, 4, 5, however many you want for the lobby. And just let us go crazy with what we're doing right now. And then the final one is knockout mode.
Yeah.
Those should be the 3 modes that when I click on online, I can cycle through.
Yep.
And then, of course, battle mode. But, like, it's crazy that we live in 2025 and Nintendo is giving you just half stuff, just half-stepping.
Yeah. Of course, I asked the audience to write in with their grievances. We got a lot of super chats for you. Kebab says, Mario Kart World is aggravating because there are so many sandbox racing games in the past 20 years, Burnout, Forza, and didn't learn from any of them. I still think that, like, the thing that I do give a little bit of grace on is it's very obvious that they didn't want to make a Forza. You know what I mean? Like, I think we all wanted a Forza open world Mario Kart thing, but like the way that they always presented it, even in the Nintendo Directs, where it felt like an afterthought, and also they put the open world like thing at the bottom of the menu in a way where they're like, hey, this isn't a main mode. It's just a thing that we have. Like, we have this open world anyway, so we want to do more stuff with it. Again, I look at it as them wanting to get the bang for the buck, right? Or get the bang for their buck. Like, we did all this work on this world. Here, roam around it, because we know that you would complain that you can't roam around it if we didn't include it anyway, kind of thing. That said, a Mario Kart Forza game would be fucking perfect.
Very cool.
Be really cool.
It would be very interesting to see if it ever goes into that, but it's Mario Kart at its core, and that's what this is. Mario Kart didn't have to change. Just like we'll talk about later on, Super Smash Bros., it doesn't have to change. When you're on the top of the mountain and you're looking down and Nintendo continues to rule, we're not changing the formula. We're not changing the DNA of Mario Kart, right? We're going to try new things, maybe add it in, but we're not making a Forza. We're making Mario Kart, and that's what you're going to get. And that's what we got here. Yeah. It's Mario Kart. It's good. It has its problems, but you know what? At least they tried a little something different sometimes.
Looking at some more super chats.
Because I got more grievances.
About Mario Kart? Or just in
keep
general?
the super chat.
Okay. All right, well, let me keep it.
Yeah, keep going.
Mellow Fellow writes in and says, how's Nintendo fumbling so hard with Mario Kart World? Yet FromSoft is just now dabbling in multiplayer, listens to its players much better already. Shaking my damn head.
It's just weird Nintendo decisions.
Here's my thing with the FromSoft thing.
Tell me.
is technically FromSoft's been doing multiplayer for a very long time. If you want to get technical about it, and so like I think they had, and granted, Nintendo's also been doing multiplayer for a long time. So I don't want to give either bail in that sense.
Okay.
Elden Ring Night Rain also, I think, launched with a lot of things that it could have gotten better. And to their credit, they have been making those things better. They're learning, they're growing. And
but
I think
also,
that's
like 90% of the audience groaned and moaned when they saw that first trailer, right?
Yes.
Night Rain and this one on Switch. They're like, no, I just want single player stuff. And it's like, well, you got to let them try new things. Maybe you'll like that. And like, now look at us.
Yeah.
A month removed, a lot of people like that. They thought that was a fun little, awesome side, little dish to their main entree. That's just single player big stuff. So yeah, you gotta give them room to try. Nintendo stuck in their ways.
I think that's it for Mario Kart World before I start reading other grievances.
Okay, more Mario Kart World.
What's up?
Come on. You add in all these cute animals as like half of the main roster. None of them have outfits, bless. A couple of these jabronis only have 1 or 2 outfits, and Mario's got about 7. I know he's the mascot, but like, let's make outfits for everybody. Why is the little crab man, why doesn't he have a little pirate hat and a beard? He should be a pirate crab. There's so many. Why am I not getting outfits for the 90% of these characters?
Mike, I'll do you one further. The little crab guy shouldn't even be in the game.
I mean, Blast, don't get me started on that.
Little crab guy shouldn't even be in the fucking game. Where's Toadsworth?
I just
Where's
don't know
Piranha
how
Plant?
we have half of the lineup or 40% of the lineup are these new cute little animals that you find in the Mario Kart world, which is great and exciting. I love that we kept it on theme like we talked about in the review, and we stepped away from having the Animal Crossing and Zelda. But like, it's crazy to me that 40% of these characters don't have any extra outfits. There's no point in playing them besides, oh, I like that. But like, you're telling me Moo Moo Cow? We couldn't put Moo Moo Cow in a Moo Moo, a little bright yellow Moo Moo dress? Like Homer Simpson? Come on. Let's have some
I love
fun.
that you're calling the cow Moo Moo. Because Nintendo just called it cow. Which is another one of my grievances. Give it a name. You can't just call it cow. It's been in the franchise since the beginning. Give Moo Moo the name Moo Moo. He's earned it.
It's crazy that outfits are lacking on too many of the characters, especially the fun new ones that you think Mike and the kids and everybody's going to look at and go, oh, I want to be that weird little ladybug character. Like, yeah, give me 2 outfits for him. Then on top of that, the carts. Stop with the stats or elevate the stats. What are we doing? We talked about it on the review. I'm so sick of going into Kart Maker and not understanding what stats are what, and then all of a sudden getting out there and the stats clearly aren't messing with what it is, because I could go 2 cars that look at the exact same stats and they're going different speeds. They're going different accelerations. What are we doing here?
I feel you, man.
What are we doing here, Bless?
Would it surprise you to know that I have a Google Doc here titled Mario Kart World's Perfect Roster that I made?
I saw.
All right. Let me throw some things at you, all right?
Yeah.
All right? And this is going to make you mad. Just so you know, this first part is going to make you mad.
Yeah.
Metal Mario. Give me a Metal Mario.
I mean, that could have been
Tanuki Mario.
Could have been an outfit. Could have been an outfit.
Elephant Mario from Mario Kart, from Mario Wonder.
Could have been an outfit.
Elephant Mario, I think, would be a different character because I want it heavy. I want it to be Bowser weight. You know what I mean? Elephant Mario. Yeah, heavy Mario.
That's crazy.
Gooigi. You know Gooigi.
Yeah, of course. I love Gooigi.
Well, let me drive as Gooigi.
I mean, it should be an outfit instantly.
I wrote down Dry Bowser. I forget Dry Bowser's not in there, right? That's like Dry Bones, but Bowser.
Yeah.
It's like
I've
one of his
seen
forms.
him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's in the game. I've seen that though.
I wrote Toadsworth. Paratroopa. Do you know the difference between Koopa Troopa and Paratroopa? Paratroopa flies. And he's in also Mario Kart Double Dash.
Okay.
So he was a character in the series before. Bring him back in here. I got more. If you want more, I can
more
stop.
characters. Okay.
The entirety of the Koopalings. Do you know the Koopalings? That's Larry, Morton, Wendy, Iggy, Roy,
They were in the
Lemmy.
last one, and
They
I
were
loved
in the
them.
last one, and they're in Smash. Like, even if they're one character with different costumes, give me the
they
Koopalings.
got replaced by Ladybug, Cactus, Coin Purse, Moo Moo, and the Crab. They got replaced.
Petey the Piranha. I got that written down here.
They got a piranha plant.
I want Petey.
Okay, they got Chad. Okay, they got Chad this time. I'm
Petey.
sorry.
And I don't think they have the piranha. Do they have the piranha plant? I think that's the item.
No, the piranha plant's in there. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I think they do have a regular.
And they got the little leaves that go up on top of the
I want
steering wheel.
Petey.
It's good.
It's my guy.
Okay.
Professor Egad. You know about Professor Egad?
Oh yeah.
King Bob-omb.
A blessing. These are all great opportunities
I'm just
to
saying,
add.
there's so many characters in the Mario universe, and you just fucking leave them.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
I don't know what to say. It's fun to play. Knockout Tour is a breath of fresh air that kept me coming back. Grand Prix are good, not great, because they're not the traditional 4 3-lap races anymore. They have the intermissions in the middle of them, kind of taking you to the next one. It's just a really good game.
That's the other thing.
Nintendo gets a pass because it's so good.
Listen.
But there's a lot of questions where you're like, what are we doing in there? I need to meet the person doing the multiplayer stuff. I need to talk to him.
That's why I want to end the Mario Kart conversation is like, I fucking love Mario Kart.
That's the problem.
I fucking love this game.
That's the problem.
I fucking love this video game.
That's the problem. It's good. It's a good game.
It's that thing where you love something so much that you want it to be better. It's when you have a child that is getting straight C's and you're like, you have B potential.
What do you want me to say?
Get a B.
What do you want me to say? It's a good time.
I will hop into some super chats now. Also, for all the people in chat that are like, slow news day, huh? Bad news day. We already told you it's a fucking slow news day.
We told you from the beginning.
I can't invent
chat.
news.
Who said that?
I'm doing my best here. Please. Hopping into super chats. I mean, Alex Rachel says, where is Captain Toad? I think Captain Toad is a costume in there.
Okay.
Zeke Speak says, Skill Up called this out. Open world version is a disappointing backstep. Diddy Kong Racing did it better. Diddy Kong Racing did have a really good open world mode. Let's see here. Calvin Perez says, also mad at Night Rain. I was in matchmaking trying to find one more person for a boss. Search for an hour with no luck.
That's tough.
That's
a tough one. That's also leading to that needs to have crossplay. We talked about that. It's the idea that it doesn't have crossplay. That's why you're being left on red, aka being stuck in a 2 out of 3 person lobby, because we should be speaking to the world here. They know that though. They got to fix that. Rematch has got to fix that too. They don't have
matchmaking.
Yeah.
They got a little crossplay.
You got to have crossplay. We talked about this. 2025.
Yeah,
you got to have.
It seemed like something happened at the last minute because they did sound in their communication about it. They sounded like they really thought it was going to be in there by launch. So like, hopefully it's there soon. It does need it though, and not just that. I want cross progression. I'd be going back and forth between my PlayStation and my PC if it had cross progression.
I'm always surprised. Nice. I'm always surprised at how that doesn't click so much. Of like. You're encouraging me to possibly buy your game on multiple different storefronts because I want it to travel with me. This should figure it out. You know,
I think it's the work involved because, and this is the one thing I will shoot bail for. In order to have cross progression, you have to have a separate account like that is tied.
Have a special account.
Yeah, that's like tied to your like data that is outside of just like your Steam or whatever it is. And
your
so
Bungie account.
Then they have to make slow clap the slow clap user experience or whatever. That I understand, but to your point, figure it out though.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
More grievances for you. Chronic writes in and says, people crying about game costs plus dev crunch in the same breath, whining about artistic integrity but demanding changes, not talking about bugs.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah,
that one we'd have to put a fork in and really talk about it. Right.
That's the thing is like there's layers to it of because I hear what they're saying as far as like, oh man, why do games cost more while also being like devs should be treated better and paid more and all this stuff. But also there's the layer of, well, is the extra cost actually going to the devs or is it going to the people at the top? Is it going to the shareholders?
Yeah.
But also video games are even becoming more expensive to make. They take longer to make, which costs more money because guess what? Keeping people on a project for years longer than it has taken in the past naturally costs more money. This is what we need, Mike. We need 4 people here. All right. We need to get Matt Piscatella.
My man.
We need to get a CEO of a big games business. That's the thing is I want one of each kind of person. I need a developer who's like a hands-on, I work on the dev team or I work on like somebody who's like getting their hands dirty.
Okay.
All right, as the third person. And then
you to moderate.
Yeah.
You to kind of
and then I'll moderate. Yeah.
Facilitate.
Yeah.
And
then a podcaster.
I like that.
I need 4 people to just have a good conversation about this.
That seems like it could be a really dope PAX panel.
Yeah.
PAX main stage. Let's get into the video game business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's have an open fireside chat. Blessings hosting it. We got 3 big time guests.
Do you think we can make that happen? Do you think we have the platform? You gotta call someone. You gotta call Jeff Keighley. How many? Do you know a CEO that would sit down with us?
Let's call him CEO. Mike would probably be like, "Hey, I'm trying to stay guarded. I'm not going to open up like that." So,
you don't think
you got to get an ex CEO that's willing to burn it down? You know what I mean? Like, you need an ex-CEO that's like, I'm willing to bear it all. I'll be open with you, the good and the bad. Because, like, if you come to CEO Mike, who's, like, currently in the business, absolutely not. We're not saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you
You don't think we can get
fluff
Randy
answers.
on here, Randy Pitchford on here? Just sit down with us and have an open conversation about why aren't employees getting paid more? Another grievance for you. Ebos22 writes in and says, grievance. Andy not playing more games with his BFF.
It hurts. You know, there I was last night Duning. Bless.
You're doing what?
Duning and Gooning.
Duning. Okay.
Dude, bless. You got to get back on Dune.
Yeah?
This game's the real deal.
Okay.
There's layers to it. Okay, and I peeled back a layer last night with Washi. We got in the buggy, bless, and next thing I know, we're deep. We're deep in the desert, and I'm talking down. Okay, we're into the caves now, bless, and I'm mining with a laser beam as Washi's driving the cart. All of a sudden, you get the alert. Hey, game's going down for maintenance, and they give you some crazy time, 7 a.m. UTC, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Where's UTC
I don't know
at?
what's UTC. I don't know what UTC is. So now you're panicking. And you're like, we got 60 minutes. We got to hustle, you know? This game's too good. This game rocks.
I'm gonna read one more super chat. This is even a griefing one. This is a shout out from AJ Kelly 007 who says, wanted to give a shout out and congrats to KFBF and my real life BF Ruben and Erica for getting married this past weekend. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's lovely. Hey, shout out to those two. And thanks for the nice shout out to put them on stage. That's great.
You know what else is lovely? Patreon.com/kindafunny and YouTube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can go and get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Cash App. We've all had those moments getting meals out with people that always end in some kind of awkward experience of having to figure out the least complicated way to just get it done. Or even after figuring it out, have you used an app and ended up having to wait days for your money to finally show up? What if we could solve all of that easily? Cash App is a completely different experience, fast, easy, and safe, and a great way to receive and transfer money to family and friends. It's incredibly easy to set up. You just enter your phone or email and some other basic information, no bank account needed, and then there's no waiting around for days. It's your money, you shouldn't have to wait. We love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code KINDAFUNNY in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money, that's Cash App. This episode is brought to you by Mood. Let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges. From sleepless nights to stress-filled days. Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends. They'll deliver them discreetly right to your doorstep, and you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code KINDAFUNNY. I've been having a great time trying out all their different gummies, and I'm loving how each one feels. Their sleepy time gummies will knock you out in about 15 minutes flat. No hangovers, no grogginess, and their Epic Euphoria gummies are perfect for those days when nothing's going right. And best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code KINDAFUNNY. So head to Mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you are dealing with. And remember to use promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout to save 20% on your first order.
And we're back with story number 2. Kojima says the pandemic nearly stopped Death Stranding 2 from happening. This is Sam Sepiol at Insider Gaming. Death Stranding 2 on the beach fans are on cloud 9 as the game has finally been released today. However, Kojima has just revealed that there are times during the pandemic when he thought the game would not be released. Death Stranding 2 players have already begun their new adventure across Australia, sharing their experiences and discoveries along the way. Some have pointed out a special birthday cutscene that Kojima has planned for years, and another has pointed out Nintendo appearing in the game's credits roll. However, we may never have seen these discoveries if the game hadn't been released today. As soon as Death Stranding 2 went live globally, Kojima posted on Twitter to share some of his thoughts on this momentous occasion. Kojima started off by revealing that, quote, it's raining today where he is, and that maybe because he regards himself as the rain guy, he expressed... Wait, I'm going to read that sentence again.
He's a rain guy.
Hold
He
on.
just likes the vibe.
Kojima started off by revealing that it's raining today where he is, and that's maybe because he regards himself as the rain guy. So he's saying because he's a rain dude that it's raining where he is.
There's a couple of
Death Stranding 2's release.
There's rain guys in my life, you know what I mean? Like a rain guy, like I like the moody vibes, cloudy. I like the rain.
I'll be honest, I'm a rain guy.
I like the tippy tap on the roof.
That's why I love Seattle.
But then
it
there's
rains all
also
the
the
time.
rain maker. You know what I mean? That's when you let it rain from deep. And Hideo Kojima always lets it rain from deep, okay? He takes shots, and you're like, I don't know if you should be putting up that shot. It seems kind of deep. And then it usually goes in, and you're like, that's a great shot.
Mike, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Making buckets.
Mike, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Make it rain.
It has nothing to do with anything. He's talking about how he loves the rain, and that it's raining where
He
he's
could
at.
be a rainmaker.
You're calling him Steph Curry. That's not what he's fucking referring to here. He expressed his hope that everyone enjoys the game and shared his thoughts on the development of DS2 during the pandemic. Kojima shared that during the pandemic, there were moments when he genuinely feared they might never complete Death Stranding 2. Reflecting on the journey, he found it overwhelming to reach the launch day finally. Fortunately, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach has received universal critical acclaim with a Metacritic score of 90. Cool. I'm glad it came out.
Yeah, I think a lot of us also feared during the pandemic that a lot of things weren't going to happen. So I totally get where he's coming from. I'm glad to see that his art, his team's hard work made it to the finish line. I think we all can have that feeling of like, man, this is pretty amazing that certain things made it through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because it was a tough time.
My question is, chat, do you want that new story or do you want us to air our grievances? Because I feel like the airing the grievances had more meat to the bone on it. All right, cool. Story number 2. Kojima didn't think the game might not come out during the pandemic like everybody thought their projects weren't going to come out during the pandemic.
I could just imagine Kojima. It's a rainy day on release day. He's got his hand up next to the window and he goes, man,
I don't know if I can make it.
This game almost didn't make it.
Oh, man.
Send the tweet.
Do you remember the pandemic, dude?
Blessing, it was a crazy time.
That was a crazy time.
It was a crazy time.
We were inside for years.
We never seen anything like that in my 35 years of life. I never expected us ever to have a global shutdown where all of a sudden on a March Tuesday, it's like, hey, leave work. And guess what? A week later, you're never coming back to work. Also, can you stay home?
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Can you keep staying home?
Exactly.
It's like we were supposed to be here for 2 weeks.
No, none of us.
It's 2022. Why am I still at home, Greg?
None of us knew this would ever happen. And yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us are thankful that our friends and families hopefully made it through safely and healthy. A lot of us didn't get that, and it's a really hard time. And to have people who are making art, video games, movies, TV shows, just trying to live, getting the job, we're just thankful to be making it through. We're thankful to be here.
Jordan Nellums writes in and says, Grievance just beat Final Fantasy 13 for the first time, and the combat was boring. I get it.
Beat Final Fantasy, which one?
13. Have you played 13? No, you probably haven't played 13, right?
No. Oh, is that Lightning?
Yeah.
I'm starting it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're playing Final
it.
Fantasy 13?
Yeah, I started it. I'm 3 hours in.
No way.
And they didn't like it?
Yeah, they said the combat was boring. Final Fantasy 13, I think, had like mid reception to it, and then then they turned it into a trilogy. I started 13 in like 2010 or some shit, and I didn't get that far into it. I probably played like a good 8 hours or something, and then fell off. But like, I remember liking the vibe. I remember being like, this is a visual spectacle.
I like
and
the vibe.
The music is great.
Music, the vibe. Troy Baker. He's dating the sister, but then the sister died or became a catalyst, and then they got to become friends. You know what I mean? Because they were kind of like not friends, but they were friends because he was dating my sister. Pretty cool vibes at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the combat. Was it active time battle?
It was like
because like
it was a form of active time battle.
Because like
I'm pretty
in
sure.
X2, it goes from we're waiting on the bars to fill up, and it's kind of a lot of motion-y, to 13, which was I was waiting on the bars, but I'm also attacking at the same time, similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake in the sense that like
it's super hacky slashy with the time
whereas
battle?
13 you're still picking the moves from a menu.
Yeah,
but it was like real time. You got to be locked in because like if you just sit and wait, you're just gonna fucking die, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still turn-based is what people are
Okay, so
saying.
you're just waiting on the bar to fill up.
Yeah, you're just waiting on the bar to fill up so you can do like, do your
no
actions.
problem with that. I mean, I guess I'm coming hot off of
paradigm
10,
shifting.
where I was doing a lot of just sitting and waiting anyways with turn-based.
Yeah.
So I'm not really mad at waiting on the bar to fill up. It still was very turn-based to me. That's no problem.
Story number 3. Chris Avellone joins former Quantic Dream writer at Republic Games to work on ambitious project inspired by the golden age of RPGs. This is Victoria Phillips Kennedy at Eurogamer. Games writer and designer Chris Avellone, whose previous credits include the likes of Fallout New Vegas, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, has joined up with Republic Games to work on the studio's upcoming release. Republic Games was set up last year by Adam Williams, the former lead writer for Quantic Dream's Detroit Become Human and Star Wars Eclipse, with backing from Krafton. At this time, it was revealed that the team was working on a handcrafted, dark mature fantasy RPG. Now announcing Avallone's new position at Republic Games, Williams said the studio was, quote, very excited to work with Chris, and has shared a few more details on what players can expect on the game's upcoming arrival. Quote, as you'd expect from the team, our RPG will be feature-rich, will feature a rich, interesting story with lots of meaningful choices, branches, and endings, Williams told Eurogamer today. He continued, quote, our world will feature a totalitarian regime seeking to crush a rebellion with competing factions and allegiances the players can join, giving them the full freedom to create the hero or anti-hero they want to be, end quote. While for now, further details on Republic Games' upcoming RPG remain under wraps, last year, Williams confirmed Brian and Amelia Dechart? I'm going to say Dechart.
I like
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Dechart, who are part of the main cast in Detroit Become Human, are planning to appear in the upcoming release. Cool.
Yeah, that's just one of those of like, hey, best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. Look forward to where you're at whenever this comes out. You know what I mean? This is a very early of like, hey, we got some cool talent coming over here. That's what this is to me.
Yeah, I'm always here for new teams being formed. Of course, it's a scary and turbulent time for a lot of new teams being formed because
Yeah.
funding is getting more and more difficult as time
course.
goes. But like, I also at the same time want to see different games come out from not just the big. Jesus Christ. Tim's not even here. Why would he be doing this on this episode?
That's the champion right there. He can do it whenever he wants. 3-time blue team leader.
The calendar said you're coming in late.
Pretty late, isn't it?
You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here at 11. It's 10:47.
Well, I was in my car. My Mini Cooper. All right. Tim could never.
You got grievances there?
I do.
Yeah.
First and foremost, there's 2 on the list. Blessing and Mike. Said he got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I got to listen to this 20-minute diatribe from Mike and Roger about staying up late, eating pizza, doing whatever, playing Death Stranding. Not one goddamn mention of the championship parade. San Francisco, 10 a.m. Saturday. Meet in front of the ferry building. Walk the goddamn Embarcadero as we go up to Square Pie, guys, and celebrate my Game Showdown championship run. 3-time Team Blue champions here, all right? The
T.
3-peat. Saturday, 10 a.m., San Francisco. Buy your shirt.
I'm going to be there.
This is a big deal for you as well, Bless.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there. Is
I
this
got
first?
good news for you. We're taking over your fucking stream, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We're going to send the fucking video feed to you.
Send it to everybody.
Freak
It's to the
that.
world.
Freak that.
Freak that, jabroni.
It's like I got to go to a Game Showdown parade. You know what I mean?
This is partially your parade
You know, I
as
host
well.
and produce the show, and it's like
Yeah.
if I don't go, even though this parade's being
it's one
thrown
of
on
those,
such a
Bless,
crazy.
that, like, you'll learn, right? Like, it wasn't about Regis back in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It was the jabroni who won.
You're right.
That's who
You're
we cared
1,000%
about.
correct. Yeah.
When they talk about Jeopardy, they talk about that jabroni who can't stop winning Jeopardy.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the host.
R.I.P. That's crazy.
So
Mike.
they talk about fucking Greg Miller.
Come through to the parade. It's going to be a fun time. Hopefully, or a disaster. I think either way, that'd be fun.
I can tell you this right now. No matter where you are around the globe, around the Bay, if you have the opportunity on Saturday to come down, great opportunity to get some San Francisco sunshine on your face, hang out with the Kind of Funny crew. Blessing will be there. Tim, Greg. I think Joey's going to be there as well. So a great opportunity just to hang out
I
with
think
the
Tim's
kind of
just
funny
playing
crew.
Pokemon Go. I don't think he's actually like at the parade, but I think he'll be.
Yeah, he's there.
He'll physically be there,
He won't
but he
be
won't
there.
be part of the parade. He'll just be playing Pokemon Go.
And so it's just like a fun time to be able to hang out and enjoy some time with the kind of funny crew, your kind of funny best friends. Maybe grab a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Square Pie Guys.
Square Pie Guys.
Best wings in the city.
Now, Big Bad Beluga in chat said, "Is the parade legal? Like, did y'all inform the city?" Story number 4, Dune Awakening dev Funcom is already testing a radical change to the PvP Deep Desert experience. This is from Vikki Blake at IGN. Now, have you gotten to the Deep Desert yet?
No, that whenever we get to this, I'm going to say, man, I can't wait to get to the deep desert.
The story goes like this. You may remember that Funcom recently assured Dune Awakening players in an AMA that it was already formulating a plan to improve PvP in the deep desert, which players have previously branded as toxic due to griefing, even after patching out the ability for players to squish other people with their ornithopter.
Oh, shit, that's something I would be doing.
I got a question. But here's the thing.
crazy.
I'm going to put a pin in this because I want to come back around to this and ask the question.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole point of PvP?
It's crazy when you say it's previously branded as toxic and you saw me smile immediately because like that's what it's supposed to be, I thought.
Like, isn't the whole point of a
What do
PvP
you
zone
mean?
is to fuck over other people and attack them and annoy them?
Like what do you want here? We
Like,
go
I
into
don't-
a zone. I'm gonna find your base. I'm going to destroy your base.
I don't log
I'm gonna
into
make your life a living hell every time you're in here because the goal is to fight each other.
Like the most hours I've spent in a like MMO adjacent kind of
Yeah.
experience has been GTA Online. And I would never log on to GTA Online and go, man, I hope I don't get blown up by a random player's rocket launcher today or ran
Yeah.
over. It's like, no, it's part of the experience. if
Go
I'm
into your
not
own
getting
private
ran over, I'm
lobby.
not playing.
What a weird sentence that is. Put a pin in it. We'll circle
Put a
back
pin
to
in it.
Put a pin in it.
In a candid letter, creative director Joel Bylas said, quote, "We want PvE players to be able to play the endgame and have access to the content of the endgame." Insisting, quote, "Our goal is not to force PvE players to interact with the PvP system that they may have no interest in. We still believe in the core concept of the deep desert and an endlessly renewing location that resets every week and creates an activity loop for great rewards. The tension of heading out there, head on a swivel, eyes peeled for foes as you enter the most dangerous part of the most dangerous planet in the universe. Our wish was that players would embrace this loop, forming guilds to work together to overcome the bleakness of the deep desert," end quote. Bylas admitted that the extremely competitive nature of the deep desert was forcing players to engage when they may prefer PvE, and consequently, some areas of the deep desert will now be flagged as partial warfare, PvE, where players can grab rare resources without getting ambushed. The largest spice fields, shipwrecks, and Landsrad control points will remain War of Assassins, or PvP, as high reward, high risk areas. And now, just 2 days later, Funcom's already testing some radical changes. It all comes as Dune Awakening unveils its public test client where players can try out the latest patch and features in exchange for accepting that builds may have bugs or be a little bit unstable. As part of efforts to make the endgame more enjoyable, the PvE area near the shield wall has been expanded to cover row A, B, C, D, and half of E within the deep desert. Compare that to PvP and PvE are balanced now, where only row A is PvE, and that's essentially switching half of the deep desert from PvP to PvE.
That's a lot of change.
I don't know what any
So
of those words
They
mean.
break it down to a grid map, this big PvP area called the Deep Desert.
Yeah.
And at the start of it, they made the first, think battleships, right? The first row here on that was all PvE, meaning, hey, here's a safe spot for you to venture into the deep desert, kind of get your feet wet, understand what's going on here. And then the rest of the grid was PvP, where it's like, hey, when you get in here, it's all on, right? We're gonna battle for the best resources. We're gonna bang into each other, and you can come back in here and have the PvE experience. Now they want to expand that PvE zone because there's two things with this story, right? That's a PvP server, that's a PvE server. Maybe if players want that PvE experience, you should be on the PvE server. Also, that's up to the devs of like, hey, make it more really dialed in on this one, right? On those two categories.
Is there an option for PvPvE, or is that just in the PvP?
That's what we're getting into, right? It's like, I mean,
Gotcha.
well, PvP, yeah, and E, because there's going to be NPCs running around, and
Gotcha.
then Mike's going to roll up on you. But like, the problem is, I think here in the deep desert is that's where you're going to get a lot of end game resources and collectibles that you're going to want to get. And so right now, you would have a tough time going in there if that's all you want, because guess what? Me and my crew are going to try to hijack your plane, take all your stuff, and it's going to be a problem. So right now, they got to work on how you better fix that. I personally think you just go with, hey, here's column A, here's column B. You're either in a PvE server or you're down for PvP. You know what you're going to get into. They got to find a better blend.
They got AVPPP in there. I do. My favorite is one reading.
I played Resident Evil 3 for the first time last night.
Yeah.
You ever see the spiders?
I mean, I've played that game.
Baby face hugging.
Dude, it's been forever.
fucking.
I played that game.
That
What
game
the fuck?
rocks.
What did you say?
I told you.
I played that game for one day because I beat it in a fucking day in like 2020.
That's crazy. That's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a short video. Like, it's funny because I remember it was like Tim messaged me, or Greg, one of them messaged me.
Yeah.
In like a day in 2020 where we're all working from home and pandemic just started. Remember pandemic? And they were like, hey, we got the code for Resident Evil 3. The review is tomorrow. Do you mind like taking off KFGD Gamescast and just like playing this all day to review the game? And I was like, that sounds like a tall task. I'll do it.
I'll attack it.
By 3 p.m., I was like, oh, credits. That's crazy. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
How's this game over already? It's a fun time. Are you playing the remake?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
halfway through. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
This one's awesome. This one is different than a lot of the other ones. I know a lot of people want that kind of slower vibe to it. They want to have more puzzles, kind of really hang out in a lot of the areas. I like the go nature. I like that it feels more like a movie and a shorter experience of like, hey, we're not going to do like 4 puzzles in an area. It's just going to be like 1, maybe 2 maximum. Let's get you in and get you out. I wouldn't even call them puzzles. It's very much like, hey, just go find that battery pack so you can unlock this door.
It really is like that.
And that's all.
It's like barely a Resident Evil.
There's no, you know what I take it back. There's no puzzles in this game.
It's like a standalone DLC.
And
that
I like
game.
it. I like the vibe of this. I think it's different. I think it's totally okay than like, I know Resident Evils. This one's nice, a little like, hey, this is a little bit different vibe. I'm enjoying it. Jill, very cool. This big guy that's chasing me, he's got to get off my back and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Carlos with the good hair. Watch out.
Now you got, who's the big guy? What's the big guy's name?
Nemesis.
Now, and how big is he?
Oh, he's easily 7'8", 425.
But if I wanted something smaller,
Oh,
say the tiniest news I need to know about. Where
you
would I
know,
go?
Bless, I would take you to our last news story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small items you need to know about.
Story number 5 is Wii News. FBC Firebreak has surpassed 1 million players. Let's go.
Congratulations to them, trying something different. Small team, yeah.
In a report from game developer, Lost Records developer Don't Nod is making layoffs.
Oh,
Sad.
that's too bad.
Sega announced a multi-year partnership between Sonic and McLaren Racing.
That's an insane sentence right there.
Chained Echoes DLC. Here's the thing, Mike. At some point, when you're a Sonic fan,
Yeah.
you're not surprised by any collaborations anymore.
No,
Sonic will hang out with anybody.
he's pretty cool like that.
Yeah.
Like he's that cool guy in your high school or college that has like multiple friend groups and like you could see him at any party on the weekend.
Yeah.
And you're like, how'd you get here? And it's like, oh no, that's just our buddy Sonic. And you're like, that's my buddy Sonic. He hangs out with Jeremy over there.
Sonic will
It's like, no, Sonic's hanging out with Brittany today.
He'll hang out with anybody except for Sonic Drive-In, like the restaurant, which is crazy
That's crazy.
because they sell chili dogs. That's the
You
whole
sure
thing.
they've never had a collab? I bet you they've had.
They've never had a collab. Chat, correct me
Sonic
if I'm
and
wrong.
Sonic have never had a collab in all the years of Sonic and Sonic existed.
I'm fairly sure that Sonic and Sonic have never collabed, even though it would
that
be the
doesn't
perfect.
feel right.
Even though I feel like they have beef. I feel like
Impossible.
either the restaurant or the hedgehog. I think one of them, it might be self-conscious around like sharing the name and wanting to create either too much confusion.
Maybe they sued each other way back in the day, and like now they got bad blood like
or
Taylor
that.
Swift.
I wouldn't be
Where
surprised.
it's like, hey, we went through a long legal battle. We're never speaking again. Like, you hurt me.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
That's probably what it is.
Because yeah, it's bizarre that they haven't done it. Chained Echoes DLC Ashes of Elrond launches August 7th. Ninja Gaiden characters are joining Warriors Abyss on July 4th. And those will be Ryu Hayabusa, Ayane, Rachel, and Momiji.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool little. Okay, I like that.
And then Abiotic Factor launches July 22nd, and that is it for Wii News. Hopping into You're Wrong real quick.
Oh, that's a good game.
Which
that
one?
Abiotic Factor.
Oh,
We
yeah.
played that, me and my boys. That's a good game. If you got a crew and you're looking for one of those like fun, dumb kind of party multiplayer games with your friends, that's a good one. Peak, content warning, those kind of
one
games.
of them ones.
That's what this is. Yeah.
And then people in chat are telling me that, yes, through a Google search, Sonic the Hedgehog has ever collabed with Sonic the Restaurant.
That's impossible.
Sonic has collabed with IHOP, but IHOP is also one of those ones that'll collab with anybody.
IHOP collabed with Xbox.
I got an IHOP Xbox controller at home.
I love it.
Xbox
Okay.
also will collab with anybody.
Well, then, Bless, you know what you should be?
Uh-huh.
You could become the Sonic sicko that brings these two together.
I don't think
Like, what if?
I don't think I have that kind of power.
How about I hook you up with my buddy Games Cage, aka Fidel?
Fidel,
You
I
two
might have
bring
that.
the energy. Two young dudes just, bang, bringing these two companies together.
First of all, that was a crazy way to put it. Second of all, I feel like it would. I think you're right that they have beef.
They got
No pun intended. I think they have.
Yeah.
Sorry, pun intended. I think they have beef because I don't want to be that guy that's like, yo, Riley, Jessica, like y'all should talk to each other, but they've already talked and it went awkward,
yeah.
and now I'm
Yeah,
trying to like
Lexi, you
link
don't
up
know.
two
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that are like don't fuck with each other.
Sonic and Sonic have squashed the beef in this brand new smash patty burger available now at Sonic drive-thrus.
That goes so fucking hard. That goes so fucking hard. But it has to be. But
You
here's
see, it
the
has to
thing.
be chili dogs.
It has
That's
to be
my
chili
problem.
dogs because it's Sonic.
But like, I couldn't squash a chili dog. Okay, get this. Sonic and Sonic have squashed the beef with the brand new Smash Burger chili dog available at Sonic. Smash Burger patty, drizzle.
That sounds
sprinkled on
disgusting.
top of-
That
I'm
sounds
trying, Bless.
fucking
I'm
gross.
trying to put them together.
Let's take a look at some super chats real quick and then get out of here. Zeke Speak says, Bless, are you still thinking of picking up some media crit / literature crit classes unrelated to grievances? Just curious. This is a thing that I floated a while ago.
Okay.
That I thought about like going to like a media like a media critic class or something because I wanted to get better at talking about
I like that,
like
Bless.
games and movies and all this stuff. Not that I feel like I'm terrible, but I would like to grow. I would like to get better. I've kind of shelved the idea because I don't know, man. Time has gotten away from me. I like as the days go, I just get busier and busier just doing shit, and so it's hard for me to like build in time to do that. But like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool too.
What if we made it a piece of content?
Oh,
We
man.
found a teacher,
Uh-huh.
come in 1 hour classes for a month, once a week,
Yeah.
and we do it over 4 weeks.
Once a week. So what? 4 hours of media?
Yeah, just to
classes?
start. And then if you really love it, you can go get more.
I feel like I need more than 4 hours.
Never know.
I need like I want a semester.
I'm just trying to light your spark.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I'm also trying to do it during work time so you have more free time in your life
Like,
because you're very busy.
yeah. Here's the thing: if you can give me like an hour a day over 4 weeks, get some real and like do the stream thing where we put in a small box during KFGD or something, or during the stream, just me in front of a chalkboard learning from a teacher, and they're teaching me these things. Let's think about it. Let's do one more super chat because we really do got to get out of here. Man, you got a lot of good stuff in here too. Man.
Rapid fire them. Just hit them. Just rate it. Rapid fire.
Here's the thing: is I jumped around, and so like
Now
I've
he's
done
lost.
half of these, and so now I'm trying to read into them
snap.
to see which ones I've done and which ones I haven't done. I mean, Kebab says nest the character costumes together. What the fuck, man? That's also like another good grievance in Mario Kart. Why is every character costume its own character slot? That's fucking weird.
What
Stop!
are we
Don't do that.
doing? What are we doing?
You're not fooling anybody. L2 Larson says suggestions on retro game / card shops to visit while in SF.
You ready? You
Yeah.
got to go across the Bay Bridge over to our buddy at the
I know what you're talking about.
game progression, cross play, save point. What is that kid?
I see them
store?
on-
It's fantastic.
I see them on Instagram
We
all
have
the
it.
time.
Game share? No, I got
You're
the
close.
sweater.
Experience share?
Experience
Share.
has a great. Here's the problem with San Francisco. You want to pick the bone of San Francisco. No retro game shops at all in the peninsula. With all these people, we can't get
Yeah.
an old school used game shop. That's crazy, Bless.
It's expensive.
So, shout out to Game Share,
Experience share.
Experience Share, across the Bay Bridge. Great shop in Emeryville. Is that what it's called?
Is it? I thought it was in. Man, where is this place? Because I've been there.
What's-
Alameda? Is it Alameda?
Alameda might be the name of it. I don't know, but it's right across the Bay Bridge. You got to go there. Really disappointing that all of the peninsula has nothing. I mean, you got to go to like Santa Cruz to go find one. It's really disappointing. So there you go. That's what you need to know about card shops. I'm a big anime imports fan over in Pacifica. Big shop overlooking the beach, easy to get to. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Shout out Versus Games.
Versus Games and Gamelandia.
If you're trying to
But
go
that's
down
Palo
south,
Alto. Yeah,
Palo
yeah.
Alto, Gamelandia is fucking dope.
Gamelandia is clean. It's nice. A lot of board games there, which is cool.
If you're looking for a spot where you can play games, order food, have like a really fun, laid back environment for like casual games with friends, Game Parlor in Sunset, I love. That's the place that I go to all the time.
Like
Or at least I try to. I've been there less lately, but
Some good hits for you.
Game Parlor fucking is awesome. Mike, that's it for KFGD.
Yeah.
Where each and every weekday we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next and the stream after, but until next time, game daily.